to be the ball, like upstairs, but instead it was the coconut. And we put the ball in the refrigerator where the coconut was meant to be. They swapped places, because they're both green.
Why did you have a
If
coconut?
I find...
Yeah, you had a coconut. Why?
Technically, there's two.
Yeah, there's two. One of them's just less ripe than the other.
Technically, one looks more like a kiwi.
Don't judge the coconut. Don't judge him. He's still a growing boy. Don't judge him.
I don't think he's gonna do much growing in a fridge.
Silent, why are you trying to stunt his growth?
Why? Oh my god.
I don't got any counter space for a coconut.
That coconut can be in the fridge. Oh no.
You good?
Oh no.
It's on my leg.
Oh no.
It came back. I killed it and its family came back.
Oh no.
No, spider. No, spider.
Spider?
Cat's gonna be so angry.
Why?
Because I've now killed 2 spiders.
Cat can suck it.
Cat's the kind of person who will let the spiders outside. Cat does not like the idea of
Not if they decide to
spiders.
crawl on me, then they can just die. They have crossed the line.
My line is in the house. You come inside the house, you're gonna die. Stay the fuck outside.
Indeed. Bug in house, release cats.
Honestly, I might bring Kara in here. Let Kara fucking eat them. Except for the fact that Kara is more scared of the spiders than I am.
Would you like to read, or would you like to do one more game of fetch?
Read.
And we can record you read, Silent.
I'm so sad we didn't record any of the fetch.
Need books.
That would have been great.
Especially that last one. Oh my
What
god.
we're gonna do, Silent, is we're gonna do a recording per book, okay? Per episode. Because
Next time we do this, we should have audio record.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm recording right now.
No, hide and go fetch.
Oh.
Not
Hide
need.
and go fetch. Because that was so
All right,
good.
all right.
Oh my god.
Where do we wanna read?
Right here. Living
Just
room
right here?
with coconuts.
Just right here. Would you mind if I change my skin?
Yeah, don't mind. Can I have copies of books though? I did not get
You
copies
really
of books.
I will give you book in just a moment. You were a little bitch earlier and now I need comfort.
Coconut.
Comfort.
Okay.
Calm yourself.
Comfort. I need to pester you to make an anthro version of Placate because I need non-animatronic comfort. But there you go. Wait, should you do part 1 or part 2? Wait, should we do episode 1 first? No, you know what? Episode 2 first. Fuck episode 1. I'll do episode 1 later.
Oh,
Read to me, bitch. Entertain me.
Sarcastic commentary of P.I.E. Oh god, I need to stop music. Hold on. This is
Wait.
not going in my brain.
Can you give me a copy of book so I can have it open?
Slash game mode please.
My dyslexia needs help.
Oh,
There goes she. She go bed.
Does not want. Isn't the one here reading? Is that good? Is that
Yeah.
copies?
Alright.
Okay. Sarcastic commentary of P.I.E. Chapter / Episode 2. Location NNPH. Ghost Vi. In this episode, our camera person is still Star, but a person this time not in the dragon costume. Her name isn't said yet. If it even gets mentioned. Oh wait, I can't read. Hold on. I start over. Hold on.
Can I have
In this episode. Oh yes. I'm terrible at reading today. It's part 1 and part 2.
Thank you.
In this episode, our camera person is still Star, but a person this time not in the dragon costume. Her name isn't said yet, if it even gets mentioned. But the character has literally the same exact voice. No change in speech of any sort. Outside of NNPH, 351 gives a rundown of what's occurring. I assume this was recorded around Christmas based upon the party hat 351 wears. I did my research even though I do not know much about 351's location. The sound quality in this one is still eh. I have to have it on 3 times the volume I normally do. 351 states how it was rough last time, which the camera person questions, as I think she's trying to be a different character. The people there are Silent and Cat. It's mentioned this ghost doesn't care about the lights.
Yeah, so butting in to give little commentary on P.I.E, behind the scenes commentary on P.I.E, because this is a great time to do that. So here's the thing. Yeah, Star did try to be a separate character. We kind of just ignored it because that doesn't exist, and we already made it canon that the dragon was a costume that Star wore to get near children, because everyone in P.I.E is a bad person. Star was just especially a bad person. But that was decided later on. But yeah, no, canonically she tried to change her character. That was rewritten. Oh yeah. Continue on.
Instead, the ghost is constantly angry. Nice trade-off. Totally. /S. Cat says, that doesn't sound good. And yeah, sounds about right. This ghost is known for murdering people. Star says she's sure our team and I can solve this mystery, which doesn't make much sense. If you're part of the team, why say, and I? The our does that already. I know the speech is hard sometimes, and I won't really make fun of other characters' ways of speech if they do a goof up, but I will for Star because she's pretty universally hated. I typically point out.
Okay, real quick. I also want to point out that we've not read this. Our beautiful actor for Mateo, SK, wrote this. So we have not seen this. The other ones we have read previously. This one we have not read at all. So this is the first time seeing these. Anyways, continue on, Silent.
I typically point out if it is weird, but I don't typically make fun of it. This time I am just so done with Star that I don't care. Besides, we all make fun of her anyway. Cat says they're probably qualified, so if Star says it's out of their pay grade, I will scream. Star waltzed right in soon after saying she thought the lights would be off already. Star walks towards the front desk and comments about unnecessary rooms, says the unnecessary character /J. Star looks in the front desk book and it says the parties that were there. They head into the main room and Star comments on it being overboard on the size of it. It is cool, big. It is cool.
It is cool, big, not too big.
Yeah. You wouldn't know sizing if it hit you like a monster truck. You'd assume that it was an RC car. Besides, it's the biggest room in the location. Other rooms are much smaller. It's the first thing you see. It's gotta be grand. It's for the aesthetic. You clearly lack aesthetic taste wearing the plainest black and white dragon suit in the existence of black and white dragons.
Oh, shit.
I could make a cooler black and white star-themed dragon with just a pencil and 10 minutes. The lights are off and everyone is reacting accordingly. Star attempts dismissing the lights by saying it's a safety thing or something. Star really could not decide what kind of excuse she was going with about the lights. Silent just starts walking away halfway through it. Just great. Silent got done with Star and was only talked to for like 20 seconds.
Fuck the gaslighting, I'm out of here.
Anyway, they continue and Star continues explaining how lights totally work. Cat's like, nah fam, to any sort of implication that Melody would have been there. Nothing scary about 8 foot tall? /S. Yeah, sure. That, like, people don't get intimidated by people a foot taller than them already. 8 foot is like the height of some ceilings. It's pretty heckin' big. Silent and Cat agree on the point of they are not 8 foot and would probably be terrified. Silent slightly sarcastically sassing Star, stealing my job, SMH/J/NM. Saying something like, yeah, let's go in the open door, that's a great idea, /S. Cat says, ladies first, and Silent gets very confused. Star decides to flick levers in a power room like that's a good plan or something. Star swears she saw something, then instantly dismisses it, saying she's just losing it. Star goes to the other switch's room and flicks levers over there. Then mentions she probably shouldn't flip levers. All of them are saying hello now. Star asks if Melody's there. They mention it being echoey when there doesn't seem to be an echo. At least that I can tell.
I should probably also mention that the reason why Melody keeps getting brought up is this was back when Puppeteer was still Puppeteer, but Mateo doesn't dead name people. But this was before Melody was even designed, so it wasn't like they were dead naming Melody. It's just back then she was called Puppeteer. But yeah.
Cat tries keeping to the lights ain't haunted excuse as well saying they could be delayed or something. They walk into Leo's room and Cat says, "A fellow cat." Well, Star calls him a kitty cat. Star wonders how the heck they would fit 29 at the time of filming animatronics in a maintenance room. A flashlight was seen. Star blames the light bugging out. Star wonders aloud where the animatronics disappeared to. Star heads to Bounce's room and after commenting on the lighting again, and Cat's saying they shouldn't get into the animatronics' personal lives, which I found funny. Star messes with Bounce's DJ station, but kinda just speaking music, saying doo-doo-doo and such. Not really anything playing. Way too big and a bit over the top? Sounds like your Eco Star. Also, something I have noticed from the beginning, Star brought a heckin' stick to the party house. That is illegal party house contraband! Nix would kill you on the spot if she saw that.
Okay,
Stop
also breaking
commenting
in a little bit again to mention that the way that this is written, this is meant for a blog for Mateo. So this is public. Like everyone can see this. It's like on the internet, it's public. So the reason why it was mentioned earlier that he did research for it is, so that way they don't realize that he's the night guard there and that he actually knows things. Like it's meant to be secret hush hush. So, yeah. So him being like, that's legal contraband. No one fucking knows that. It's only just him who knows that. But it's meant to be like a ha-ha funny that like he like just immediately just... But yeah, there you go. Anyway.
Stop commenting about the heckin' lights. You aren't a flippin' wiring specialist, are ya? No? Thought so. Star heads into Cora's room, with Silent's audible squeaks of displeasure in the background. Star kinda dismisses Silent's dislike of water by saying, "What's wrong with water?" Star starts saying the pufferfish held up by invisible wire is magical. How do you mistake a keyboard piano for a toaster? What level of negative brain cells do you need to get that? Thankfully, she realized her flounder. Fish pun. Star saw a flashlight and is kinda stammering, trying to most likely think of an excuse. Cat laughs and says, "Ah, yes, a keyboard toaster." Which is my thoughts exactly. Star makes a poor attempt to defend herself. Cat continues on with the joke. "Welcome to the 21st century, keyboard toaster." And Silent joins in a bit. Star adds on to the bit a little, even though 2 seconds ago she was getting real defensive about it. Weird. Star gets kinda jump scared by the ghost and dismisses it as her seeing things. For some reason, Star decides she hasn't slept in a questionable amount of time, not remembering when she last slept. Cat threatens to knock Star out when they get back. Silent squeaks in fear and hides behind Cat. I'm assuming Star purposely mispronounced investigator as investigator.
Investigator.
But when you're trying to defend yourself seriously, you shouldn't use that kind of silly language. You need professionalism.
Something P.I.E does not have.
Cat points out a ghost kid on a curtain, and Star says that Cat is hallucinating. Then says, I should be hallucinating because I haven't slept and have been writing lots of ghost stories. If you write ghost stories, you should know all the things you shouldn't do in a ghost situation. Like, I don't know, running off or denying the ghost. Like, geez, how good are your stories? Do they even sell?
Canonically, no, they don't. That was the joke, is that Star kept going off about how she was a writer, and it was supposed to be a joke for a little while, because I mentioned something to Kat at some point. I don't know if I brought it up to Silent, but I remember mentioning it to Kat that, like, I wanted it to be a joke that, like, it was just, like, haha, ignored, because, like, Star's stories were shit.
Maybe. I can't remember.
It's been a while.
Star sees the ghost again and dismisses it by ignoring them. She then moves on to the janitor's closet. Silent and Cat don't know where Star is because she split up. I have seen enough ghost stories that if you split up, it makes you an easier target and therefore you will die quicker. Now, I wouldn't mind that, but still. The ghost flicks the door open and shut a few times, and Star opens it to see them letting out a scream. Cat goes in to make sure it's okay, and Star closes the door on her. Star literally just locked her teammate in a room alone. That is another thing to not do when facing a ghost, according to most ghost stories. If you're a writer, you should know this. I write silly fanfiction and know more than you. Star turns to see the ghost as
yes,
Cat
it's the fan fiction that makes him know more. Yes. That's what makes him the ghost expert, the fan fiction. Yes.
Star turns to see the ghost as Cat questions if one of them closed the door. Cat will never know who closed the door, I guess. No one told her that Star did it.
I don't think
Star
they knew.
says-
I don't think you guys knew Star did it. I think it was just assumed that I did it, which I did not.
Oh God. Star says she's just tired and they should continue sweeping the first floor.
You're just
I know
tired.
she means-
You're just tired, Star.
I know she means look around, but you could actually sweep up. That would be nice. But no, don't be nice to the ghost. I see how it is, /J. Silent asks if she's going crazy. Star replies with, well, 351 said there was a ghost. Not actual quote. Yet denied seeing the ghost like 5 times. Our ghost speaks! I have no idea what they said. And Star is blaming it on a vacuum. A vacuum. And NPH don't own a vacuum unless Bright counts, but at this point, Bright wasn't even a thing. The ghost speaks again, this time saying, go away, which I can actually hear. Silent is instantly like, yep, let's go home now. Star goes along with Silent's motion, but when she turns around, Cat's far behind them. If she didn't turn around, Cat would have been left behind. No, Cat's left behind! /J. They continue towards the entrance, Star turning around to actually check on Cat again. Star actually notices the floating item for once in her existence. Congrats! You used your eyes to see stuff! Star runs to the door and it's gone. Then it appears and the other side is blocked off. Cat says, you're not that tired, right? To the literal blocked off doors. Star then says she apparently hasn't slept in a week and Cat again threatens to knock Star out when they get back. The ghost says, you were warned, and Silent is like, we did what you asked though, cryface. Star then insults the ghost's voice. Great job, /S. Cat questions Star judging the ghost's voice, and Star says she's just judging the vents. She's been a hypocrite like 8 times, and we ain't even 20 minutes in.
I would like to
And
point
now she
out that
calls-
Star constantly changed her mind on whether or not ghosts were real or not in this series. By the end of it, before Star died permanently, I think we finally got to the point where Star was like, "Ah, yes, ghosts were real." But like these first few episodes, it's like, "Ah, yes, there's a ghost. Ah, there's no ghost. It's just a vet. Ah, yes, the ghost. It's scary. Ah, what? There's no such thing as ghosts." It was the most hard to keep up thing in the world because as the ghost, all right, as the person who played the ghost, I can assure you that anytime anyone said that I wasn't real, it pissed me the fuck off. Which is usually about when goats started getting hit for stuff. But what really pissed me off is the times when I'd go to attack Star and Star would be like, oh, "The ghost, I heard it," and I'm like, "What? Do I acknowledge the fact that you said I was real, or what do I do now?"
And now she calls the ghost a vent again. The ghost says, "We can try something different then." And after silence, like, "Nah, we're good, fam." Star goes on about the vents again. Star gets spooked by a light. She is then followed by the light. I don't understand why she's so afraid of the light. The condescending tone from the last one is back. She calls the ghost buddy chum and pal, which are all false. Star throws down a book asking for name, what the ghost wants from them, and what their business is. I dislike the condescending tone. I would smack her upside the head for that if I could. Star's like, "Communicate with us nicely." Like they weren't just talking a bit ago? She then freaks out about the book being gone. Someone has gained a love of corners. Kat says she thinks she broke the door. Because it is moving on its own, and Star dismisses it, saying it's breezy.
Again, acknowledges the ghost, gives the ghost a book, and then is suddenly like, "Oh, the door can't move on its own. It's breezy out here." I was like, "What?" It's always so fucking confusing to me because I'm trying to figure out whether or not I should murder her or not, and it's like, do you? Well, should you? Who knows?
Star runs towards Ollie's room, turning around once to see literally no one because she keeps running ahead like a moron. It is noted that Ollie is not here. Then Star questions where Ollie went.
Murder.
Cat points out a book behind Silent, which Silent grabs. Star is slightly upset for some reason about Silent grabbing the book, even cursing because of it. Silent reads the book aloud, which says, "Do you want to know about me?" To which they answer, "Yes." Silent throws the book back down. The group flees from the scene of the book.
Star wandered off so fucking much from you guys, didn't she? Silent, how many times do you think you would just be existing with Kat and then turn around and notice that Star wasn't fucking there anymore?
There's nobody there.
Where you guys would just be existing, and then you'd hear Star start screaming about needing help because she would have run off and I'd start messing with her, and you're just like, "Oh yeah, we can help." Wait a minute, where's Star go?
Where did? Yeah, too many times. Star again splits up with the other two. Wow, Sammy's room is orange? I would have never guessed! It's not like her stage spot color is orange or anything, or even that her fur is orange, or anything. I would have never guessed! /S. Apparently, according to Star, Sammy is called Seven now. She says 7 3 times before realizing and finally getting it right. I assume it was a brain blip. Star goes to sit on the swing. The question of what animatronics do at night is brought up, and a random solution proposed by Star is the ever-reoccurring vents. Star finds a book and for some reason calls it Mr. Book. I am not sure why. The book says, "I am angry they are gone. I am alone. I want friends," with different spacing. The group instantly question who they are and throw down the book again. While Star is proposing friendship, she sounds so fake and condescending. It irks me. Oh no, you didn't. Star just flippin' called Pandy Panda, which is entirely incorrect. She is a pandy, not a panda. She realizes it's offensive at least, but still, it was like first instinct to call her that from you. Star suspects that the red paint on the floor isn't all red paint.
Oh,
They
look!
notice a book.
Star has a few brain cells for a moment. Maybe this blood-looking substance might actually not be paint! Whoa.
Man, we got brain cells.
They go away in just a moment. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, they notice a book, and Silent grabs it. Star gets mildly offended by the fact Silent keeps taking books. The book says, I will make them whole again. I will get them souls. They question the souls bit, mainly asking whose souls. Silent gets another book. The book says, yours. Silent asks to leave even though there is no exit. They still haven't gotten the ghost's name. It's over 16 minutes in. The ghost comes in right behind... Oh god, I read that wrong. The ghost comes in right behind Silent. Like, literally walking behind Silent, and Silent had no idea. It was kind of funny, not gonna lie. Silent squeaks in fear as all of them react to the ghost behind Silent. They then call the ghost small child, and Star sees it for a split moment. They throw down another book. They've asked once again for the name. Star offers to be friends again with that condescending tone. Star also says they could fix the ghost's friends, which is probably untrue. Star is now critiquing NNPH's fire safety regulations. I am like 90% sure Jack is 100% aware they don't have a fire exit and it drives him insane.
Oh, wait, hang on. Jack, what do you feel about this? Jack, what are your thoughts?
Jack is mad. Jack is unpleased. Jack wants this person to shut the fuck up. What page was I on?
Page 46.
Thank you.
Silent gets a book that says, this is likely incorrect. A robot, my friends are killed to get them back. There is no back door. I'm not sure if that's what it said exactly, because Silent was kind of mumbling, but that's what the captions say. Start going back to the friends synonyms towards the ghost, even though they did not say yes to friendship.
Say
Star
no
again?
to friendship with Star the Black Dragon. PSA right now. If somebody comes hunting down your ghost door and says, I want to be friends with you, no, they might be dangerous. They might be a ghost hunter. You never know.
They might be a ghost.
Star again offers to be friends and fix the ghost's friends in the slight condescending tone. Star spots the ghost again and slows her spiel down, saying the ghosts don't need souls or anything. Silent is whimpering / crying as usual. Silent hands the book to Star while Star screams because she got jump scared. Then she says she is losing the ability to scream. Great! I don't want to hear it anyway! They asked once again the ghost's name.
I'm sorry. Good. I don't want to hear it anymore.
PC, you forgot the gender.
What? Who? What didn't? Oh, hey, I got it. No, don't worry about it. I was going to do that anyway.
18 minutes in, and where their friends are while dropping the book. Kat's whole vibe this episode, for some reason, just feels like she's messing with Star. Although sadly, I don't think that's the case. I say this because Kat says she didn't take the book, and Star thinks she did, and saw her take it. Which it was probably the ghost right next to her or something, so it looked like Kat took it. Silent picks up a book in Nix's room and attempts reading it. The book is then handed to Star where we can see it says Vi. The captions keep saying Vi. Whenever Star says Vi, thought I would point that out. 19 minutes in, and finally the ghost name is said. Star is going on her spiel of nice to make your acquaintance, and yada yada. Silent questions why Star jumped from the stage, and Star is like, yeah, that hurt. The floor's padded. It is very hard to get hurt in a stage room by falling. Star keeps mentioning fixing Vi's friends, which is kind of rude because you keep reminding her her friends are gone. Frowny face. Jerk move if you ask me. Star tries making jokes while holding her flashlight. One thing I want to point out, she has a stick in Nyx's room. That is the worst place to take a stick. Star mentions she thinks the lights are bugging out and turns off her flashlight. Then a light leads to a specific door. They open the door to a murder-death room. A staged murder-death room, of course. Please don't go snooping for one. It's not a good idea because it doesn't exist and you'll get in trouble.
See, this is the part that's like, oh yeah, it's staged. It's not real. Don't go looking for one. Haha. That's Mateo, like being like, hey, I don't actually know anything about this.
No. Star and Cat get locked in the room. Silent being trapped outside the room. Star complains about not being able to hear Silent well, and Cat finds another door in the room that they leave through. The walkie-talkies are finally mentioned. Star says she forgot hers, but to be honest, she most likely brought it as you can hear Silent still. Silent, I assume, is having an interaction with Vi, saying she doesn't want to go in. Silent is somewhere, and Vi says, go away, which they respond with, we need our friend first. Silent finds the bar. When Star finally gets to a bar, we saw a knife in there floating for a second. Star hasn't noticed. Silent leaves the bar area after seeing it. Star calls the puppet room a banana room because it's yellow. Yellow is the color associated with happiness and joy. If it's too much yellow for ya, leave the room. Don't fluff and insult the place.
Okay, silent. As Springy, what is your viewpoint on it being a banana room?
Springy. Color. I don't understand how they.
Does that make it banana?
Too much. It's
just
because
it's yellow.
Yellow just means yellow. It means happiness and
lies and deceit.
I don't understand.
Hey, Springy, you got something to tell.
What?
Our lovely friend here just said that yellow also means lies and deceit.
We don't talk about that.
Oh wait, that's where Goldie comes in. Never mind.
Obviously, Springy is lying sometimes.
This is very true.
This is true.
We don't talk about this. This is going up on Silent's channel. Don't call her out on this.
But like, if you think about it, though, if one of them is happy and the other one is lying, and then we have the two spring/golden twins. If you really think about it.
Anyways, it's supposed to be referenced, because that's where the puppets were from. How have you heard anything about Funtime? Like they perform. I don't see how you could hear annoying things about an animatronic. I guess whoever you heard that from didn't like Funtime's performance? I don't know. Silent like Spring Puppet apparently. Probably reminds her of Nah. Star throws down the book in the hall, asking where Vi's friends are.
You know, here's the funniest thing. I don't think that's what you were referencing at all when you said that, because obviously Nah was a plot point that we added in later. But it's funny that connects up like that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think you played Springy at this point. So that might have been why you brought up that you like Springy. But I just think it's funny that it does coincide later on with Violet's lore.
It actually kind of worked out.
It's just ironic.
It is. I like how it worked out, honestly.
Yeah.
Where was I? Star throws down the book in the hall asking where Vi's friends are, like they don't already know they're kinda dead and or so broken in need of souls to repair them. Star always has a condescending tone while talking to the ghost, I swear. The subtitles keep thinking silence saying it isn't a door instead of it isn't a tour. Star goes along with the captions somehow, also thinking silence said door instead of tour. Typical maze pun made by Star. Low-hanging fruit, try harder. Take the twists and turns necessary for a good maze pun. You gotta work for it. They head into the owner's office and the door flicks open and shut. Of course, Star blames Cat for this, even though Cat is across the other end of the hall outside the door. Silent picks up a book that says Vi Afton. That's my full name. My friends. They're here too, watching. Different spacing was used. Star looks at the book, which was how I wrote it accurately, and as she goes to leave, she gets trapped. Silent and Cat call for Star, and again, while she figures out she's trapped, she doesn't respond to them. Star goes into the vents, forgetting she has a walkie-talkie because she says she won't be able to hear them while in the vent. She makes a vent pun, saying it's eventful. Another low-effort pun.
She used to make constant low-effort puns. This is the reason why, some of us won't say, amazing as a pun anymore. Like, you'll hear some of us say it, and you'll hear the rest of us get really fucking quiet. It's usually because, that was the one she would use constantly, and it was so fucking annoying.
Think of something that blows less. Ew, Bridget. Ew! Hate that thing. Wow, calling Clunk junk. Rude. And now calling Tara.
There you go.
Tiara, which is false. I swear to Pandy's party hat, if you mispronounce another, I will miswrite Star in this for the rest of the commentary. Star realizes she has her walkie-talkie. She made the same pun again. Sigh. It's too easy of a pun. Star finds herself in the generator room. Star is over analyzing a sign for the room control switches. Star turns around to get jump scared. She mentions lack of sleep again, even though it's been established that there is a ghost. You aren't hallucinating. Cat again threatens violence to make Star sleep, I guess. And Star gets teleported and blames lack of sleep. She sees Vi again.
How does that one even work, though? Because I can understand excusing, oh, I just hallucinated something. Oh, I think I'm hearing things because I haven't slept enough.
She gets teleported to another fucking room.
I'm in a different room entirely. I guess I'm just way too tired.
I might have slept.
No. Is it like that thing that kids do where they fall asleep in one room, their parent moves them, and they wake up in another? Is that what's happened?
Vi is putting
That was
Star to
always so
sleep.
trippy.
It really was. That always was stupidly trippy.
Wait a minute.
She sees Vi again in the place she was teleported and put on the tone again.
Again, here we go! Back to oh, the ghost is real! What the fuck?
I can't question this anymore. I can't.
Star and Silent, you were a part of this back then. You were in this episode, Silent.
Man,
you realize just how much you guys went back and
realized how much
Star would outright be oh, ghost child, let's go, and then just suddenly no ghosts, they're not real.
Star decides to break down a solid iron door when she realizes she'd trapped. Great idea, /S. Star gets teleported back to the generator room. She almost says, I'm severely high. But stops herself after high and says hallucinate. did drugs with the level of negative brain cells you exude all the times. Cat and Silent are dealing with Vi while Star runs around what feels like in circles. Star throws down a book, calls Vi a powerful one, which just sounded wrong the way she said it, and asks what Vi's intentions with them is. I assume to take your souls, as that's what she said earlier. But who knows?
I wonder what Vi wanted. Oh.
Star starts heading back to Stella's room because that's where she was when she told Cat and Silent where she was. Cat gets the book and it says, I was killed. It's your turn. Star goes to Bridget's room. Thankfully, she didn't stay long. Star says she's done a lot of ghost hunting. Doubt it. She's done, everything wrong. It's disappointing. I think Kat says she's hallucinating in life, which, to be honest, is such a mood. I don't know if that's even close to right, but yeah. They meet up with Star and keep running. Star and Silent run in opposite directions. Star finds a room with a purple swirly thing that doesn't exist.
Yeah,
Don't
Silent.
go looking for it.
Silent. Purple swirly thing that doesn't exist.
Oh.
Yeah. What do you think the purple swirly thing is, Silent?
Man, that purple swirly thing was definitely something.
It's not real. No. Just a prop.
Not real. Yeah, just prop. Yeah. Fake. It's all fake. All acting here. Cat and Silent are struggling while Star keeps getting closer to the portal. Vi finds Star and attempts stabbing. Yeah, portals don't exist. Same with Ghost/S. I am not sure why Star mentions that Silent doesn't need a bath when Silent was talking about the bar? It confuses me. Silent shares my confusion and Star finds Silent at the bar.
Silent's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Star then goes right into the bar. Silent gets teleported to a staircase. She goes upstairs, then is teleported to the bar. Then Silent gets teleported back upstairs. Star gets stabbed. Vi says something, but I can't make it out, sadly. While Star is doing her spiel, Cat is trying to make sure she's okay from the stabbing. Star says it's just a flesh wound, which is a movie reference. Star complains about Vi throwing their friend around. Silent attempts going downstairs.
But I thought ghosts weren't real. I thought ghosts weren't real, Star. I thought they weren't real. Anyway, sorry.
If they're real or not anymore with this commentary. Silent attempts going downstairs and gets teleported to the arcade. Star proposes going back to the entrance and says that she's just tired again.
Yeah, no longer just being real.
Oh my god. Star goes on about coffee, then tea. I don't understand her beverage choices. They find Silent in the arcade and reunite. Star proposes going back to the main entrance. Based upon the fact we still got around 30 minutes of this, they won't get far. Cat decides to be in the back to make sure Silent doesn't get teleported again.
Yeah, like that's gonna do anything.
Star goes once again about being tired and needing coffee. She keeps saying coffee without realizing, but if it is pointed out, she goes back on it and freaks out about meaning tea and not coffee. Silent and Star get spooked by a floating object, most likely a knife. Then, while Silent runs in the opposite direction of the weapon, as one typically does, Star decides it would be a great idea to run in the direction where they just saw the knife, but hugging the wall. Cat rightly is freaking out that Star did a dumb. Star turns around not see Cat and Silent because they are most likely being chased by a knife, based upon the panic in their voices. Star continues running towards the entrance, pretty much ditching Cat and Silent again. Cat is most likely being lured by the light, based upon what Silent is saying about following the light. The captions really like taking like half of what Silent's saying, or also half of what the ghost is saying sometimes, and just labeling it as music. Star gets all the way to the door, and surprise, surprise, it's still blocked off. Silent has somehow gotten to the basement door. I assume being led by the light. I assume they get threatened to go into the basement. My assumptions are based upon the fact I cannot see anything happening, and I am going solely off audio cues from the other two of what they're going through. Star is nowhere near them and just running through the main room. Lava is mentioned, so I assume they are being threatened or tormented with lava now. Silent denies going into the basement a lot. When Silent finally decides she's going down in the basement now, Star gets teleported to them so we can finally see what's happening. Cat questions how Star got through the wall, and Star just says, I don't know. While she's running through, she gets smacked. I assume by the ghost because Cat was not even in the same area as Star, but she gets blamed anyway because she was seen on the other side of a nearby door. Cat also gets smacked based upon the ow that she says, and says she didn't do anything. They get through to the big area of the basement, and after Star gets smacked again, Vi blocks off the door. Cat most likely jinxes it by saying it's at least still bright in there. Silent says Cat and Star, who is also saying it now, are gonna jinx it. And as if on cue, the lights start going out. Cat says Silent was right and apologizes for jinxing it. Star thinks she's just seeing things because of course she thinks that, and they try looking for another exit. Vi is seen for a bit and then she poofs. Star blames a lack of oxygen for her seeing Vi. Okay.
even Silence done. Even
No
Silence
wonder-
like, wait a fucking minute. Silence
No
like,
wonder
hold
she
the
doesn't
fuck
have
up.
brain cells. She doesn't get enough oxygen to her head.
Makes sense now.
Ah, yes, this actually makes a lot of logical sense. Ah, damn.
The room is ginormous, and also you've only been locked in for like maybe a minute. Calm down! Stop being so dramatic! Silent decides to read the signs. Star makes a spring in their step, pun towards spring Nyx, and again with the low effort puns. Try harder, SMH. Like maybe she springs into action? Or she's next in line? Literally anything else.
Next.
Anyway.
Next in line. I like that one.
Anyway, Silent continues reading through the signs. And Star makes the exact same pun for Spring Pandy being red. My disappointment is immeasurable. Most of the lights are off by now. Vi appears and vanishes once again, and Star actually acknowledges her existence for once. She throws down the book and asks for like 5 different things to be written on it. Star says Vi missed the book as she disappears when Star turns around. Star finally notices it's dark because now all the lights are off. Star gets jump scared again by Vi. Vi decides it's torment Silent time and appears near her to stare. Silent whimpers at this. Silent decides it's hold time and remains in a hole in the floor. Star then joins her. Cat also joins. Star leaves the hole to check on the book status. It is gone. Star makes a pun. A stage pun. She says they staged that outcome. Again with the easy puns. Silent finds the book and puts it back on the ground saying it says welcome. Which then Star picks up and reads.
Hey Silent, you're home in the basement.
Man.
Look, it's all your friends!
Oh my god, it is. I can't believe this. We didn't even know it at the time.
Didn't even know.
Star does her spiel again about wanting to help the ghost and such. Silence says, "We're going to Chili's for some reason." I am very confused, but I listened over it 4 times and that's what was said. Silence says she doesn't want to go to restaurants anymore, and Kat comments it's chilly down there. The doors get unblocked and Star dashes at it. They leave the basement. Star doesn't even wait for them to catch up and just runs to the security office window. Star gets herself lost in the hallways around the security office. Star finds another lever room and stares at it at a clear uh-oh with the set for an amount of time. One should not stare at an uh-oh on set. So, a really long time. Star continues looking around the room, then stares at the slightly broken set again, and decides to pull a lever. Star then flicks more levers while Kat is being chased, and Silent is who knows where. Star flips the 2 levers she flipped back and decides to mess with other levers around the room. Star turns a corner after leaving the lever room and finds Kat and Silent. Star decides it's a great idea to head back into the lever room and get stabbed. Then she decides to go into a corner while being stabbed and not leaving, while getting stabbed. She only finally leaves when Kat and Silent do after Vi tells them to get out. Silent gets teleported into the security office. Vi messes with all the levers as the 3 are in the office. The music box thing in the corner starts going off, spooking Kat. Star also starts flicking some of the levers in the room. Star then decides to leave the office. Silent was zoning out slightly in a corner and then soon follows Kat in the one time Star actually checks on them. Star casually doesn't notice the knife right next to her for a bit. Then she turns and just stares at it. Not running, just staring at it. She then gets stabbed. Star heads through the office to the other side and tells the others
surprise.
to leave. I know, right?
Wow, you got stabbed by a knife that's floating there? Oh, wow, fucking shocker.
Star. Yes. Star and Silent again somehow go in opposing directions. While going through the halls, Star gets jump scared by Vi again. Star, after escaping the maze of an office area, decides the best course of action is to go upstairs and flip a switch. Kat points out that Vi doesn't like Star flipping switches and asks why. Which is my questioning exactly. Star wants to get the main power back on. Vi flies past them, spooking the group. Star turns around and there's no sight of Silent or Kat again. There's just a lot of running right now. Not much has happened. I assume by the please knows and other panicked reactions from Kat and Silent, they found Vi and are now being threatened. Star reaches the generator and prepares to flick the switch. Kat advises against pulling the lever. Silent goes with Kat on this one, while Star is adamant about pulling the lever. She sees Vi speed past the door and goes to check it out, not even pulling the lever. She gets spooked by Vi, who was near the door, and she runs back into the room. Star procrastinates pulling the lever for another minute or so. She flicks it on, then off, then on again. Star opens the door to the room to see Vi approaching. Vi is approaching with a knife in hand. Star goes to the corner and gets stabbed to her death. She gets sent to a NNPH-themed limbo place. We are then spectators of Kat and Silent. Vi says something, but I could not make it out again, out. It occurs again, I cannot make it out what Vi says. It happens a 3rd time, sadly. Knife in hand, Star goes to the corner and gets stabbed to her death. She gets sent to an NPH theme. What? Wait a second.
Oh, right. That's page 100.
Weird.
So
then
part two. Part two.
Part two, because I only have so many pages. Cat gets stabbed a lot, and the two run around unsure what to do. When they reach the stairs, Silent gets stabbed. They run in the opposite direction of the stairs, and Vi says another thing that I cannot understand. Excuse me. I'm getting very frustrated with the fact I can't understand what Vi is saying. She was heard just fine for most of this episode. She was only turned down to a point where I can't understand her after Star died. It's really frustrating. Whatever Vi is saying, Silent and Cat don't seem to like it. Cat offers to play Connect 4 with Vi. Silent agrees with the Connect 4, and they flee downstairs while being chased and stabbed. They are heading towards the exit. Cat gets teleported to Lennox's room from the sounds of it. She said something about rocks, so I assume that's the room she was put in. Cat urges Silent to go to the exit and that she'd catch up. The exit is still missing, and a light leads Silent into the side door that leads to the front counter. It then spotlights on the book, which Silent reads. It said Lily Woods. Oh, that was the first name, really. One of the first names I knew. Star gets brought back. Vi was unheard very clearly throughout this whole section. I didn't want to get annoying, so I didn't list every time, but it was decently often. Star just kinda stares. Cat goes to check on her. Ah, yes, you felt like you got slapped by a knife. Not stabbed, slapped. Vi, I think, informs Star she died. I couldn't understand her, but based upon responses from the other characters, I think that's what happened. Sloan is trapped in the back side room thing described earlier. Vi says something, but I can't make it out. Star keeps trying to jump the desk and fails horribly. Silent asks to go home. Star is still confused about dying. She says she blacked out. The way Star says her next line is flip a liver instead of flip a lever, which is definitely a slip of the tongue, but still kinda weird. Star also seems to be unable to say electrocuted. Vi asks, don't you remember my friend? Which I could actually make out for once. The next thing she says, I think, is, I know you know what I am talking about. I can't make out what Vi's saying anymore, sad face. Based upon responses, I can guess she is talking about episode 1 with Withered Pandy. Silent is then threatened with a knife. After Silent says she remembers what happened, she is let out of the room she was trapped in. Star lets Silent out. Then they run to the door. Star asks if they can leave yet. Star is attempting to ask how to leave. Of course, it's hard to hear the responses. Cat gets teleported to a room with a lot of boxes. Based upon further description, it seems like it's the party cruise room behind Ollie's room. Star gets teleported to a vent or something. Haha, it's kinda the shape of an L, but backwards. It's hard to understand much of what else is happening because you can't hear the ghost, and Cat and Silent aren't saying much. Star sasses Cat for asking where she is because she is in a sealed room. I think that barely counts as a room. Pretty sure that's a vent or something.
So Star was teleported into the party cruise room.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, the cabaret's room. She was in one of like the little vents in the party cruise room that is for the mini game.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I remember that now. Star ends up having been in the cabaret's room.
There we go.
Star and Silent find one another, then run out and find Cat pretty quickly.
The Celebration Squad. That's what it's called.
Yes. Silent gets taken, and as soon as Star takes the elevator, she gets teleported to Fiona's room. Star decides it would be a good idea to call this ghost a vent. Like that worked so well last time, SMH. Star then decides to touch literally all the eggs. If Fiona found out, she would have your head. Violet shows up at the entrance with a flashlight asking how they got there. Star says a wolf thing brought them there. Violet asks if it was some kind of prank and if they saw any of the animatronics. Star explains the only animatronics they saw was 351 and the ghost who was trying to kill them was Vi. Violet says that's ridiculous and she wouldn't hurt anyone. Violet tells them to come follow her out. Star says she thinks she died and came back to life. Violet lets them out of the location and Star comments about fresh air. Violet says that Klaus, put them up to it and what they're saying is preposterous. Why the heck did Star call Violet Love? The fudge? It could be pleasantries where she's from, but you don't just call people love here. It's weird. Silent says
it's a British thing.
Silent says it happened last time, and Violet questions this while Star is yelling about how she was murdered. Violet asks if they were stabbed with a knife that looked like the knife she pulled out. Found that a bit funny. They answer yes. Violet leaves them saying Klaus's pranks aren't funny. Star then decides to gaslight herself and believe literally nothing she experienced. Then when Kat tries being like, no, you experienced that, Star gaslights her. They then get jump scared by Vi outside the establishment. Star decides it's time to leave and just leaves Silent and Kat at the entrance. That's finally all. I hoped I wouldn't go over 100 pages, but at least I didn't double episode 1's commentary length. Thank you for reading.
Isn't that great?
It is. It's great.
Wonderful.
I've hit my limit, though. It's midnight, and I'm tired.
That's fair. It was an hour long. This is going up on your channel, Silent.
Little baby bye time. Papa baby bye.
Bedtime.
Sleepy time for Silent.
Halfway through, I was like, what if we just grabbed a lectern? And I was like, nah, I don't feel like flipping that to that point
Yeah, I feel that.
Here we are.
I'll remember for next time. We have episode 1, episode 15, and episode 27 to do. So, I'm gonna read through those guys. Yeah.
Yay.
Like, those are funny. Those were funny.
Like those.
All of them are kind of funny.
They
This is
were
the first one that I've listened to, so
they are fun.
We can't wait. These are gonna get posted on Wattpad at some point.
Yay!
yeah.
So Mateo will have a blog, and it will be on Wattpad.
I need to quit Minecraft.